Ooh, all right. So, hi guys. So I'm going to give you guys a couple of seconds to jump on. I know it's late for some of us here in the US. Shout out to those of you who are up late with me. Okay. I have been overly obsessing over this particular topic. Sorry guys, I had to fix my for a while. And the reason why is because I know that Mercury went retrograde this season on November 5th. No, November 16th, excuse me. Going to December 5th, Mercury went retrograde. And I don't know how you guys feel, but I feel like I've been experiencing like a lot of different things during this Mercury retrograde. And it could be because of some of the things that are in my birth chart, but I think that this Mercury retrograde, okay, this particular season, because Mercury goes retrograde at least 2 or 3 times a year. So I think this time around was really about me learning more and more about my spirituality. And I have grown closer to individuals who were only meant to just be in my life for a spiritual season. And so I wanted to talk about that because a lot of times we get so upset, we get so angry, and we hold grudges. And holding grudges is never a good thing. Like, I'm very big on, trying to forgive people, trying to work through issues. I'm a love bug. So it bothers me when there is confrontation or when we can't get along, right? Like, I am one of those people where it actually really does bother me to argue and to fight. Like, it really hurts me. So during this Mercury retrograde, I have to be honest with you all. I don't think that I have been the best listener, but I also do not believe that I have had the best spirit towards doing the right thing. And that is some of the things that I want to talk about tonight is forgiveness. Like, I was on my website, I did kind of like a blog, really. And I apologize for those of you that cannot see me right now, but for those of you that can, just bear with me. I'm going to pull it up because it was some things that I talked about, in regard to the way I feel about this particular Mercury retrograde. Like, I talked about it a lot. And I want to make sure that you all understand how important it is to forgive, how to let go, not to stress over things. I'm very big on manifestations and manifesting greatness. To me, I follow the law of attraction very seriously. And so that is why it was so hard for me to just accept whatever. Like, that topic came to me for a reason. And I cannot go throughout the rest of this. This is the last day of the month. For those of you who are here in the States, it is the last day of November and I cannot sleep. Like, I just can't. I have this thing on my mind about forgiveness. So I wanted to talk about it, okay? So for those of you, and just to, for those of you that are replaying this video, if you want to replay this, or if you don't really want to watch the whole video and you just want to read what I'm talking about, please go on my website, g1insights.org, because at that time you'll be able to see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. So it is challenging to admit when someone hurts us, right? Like, how difficult is that? Like, a lot of people have so much pride, they don't like to necessarily admit when someone has hurt us. Some people can get emotional and they'll get upset and they'll just, blurt it out, but for the rest of us, it can be really difficult. Okay. Hey, oh, you're Pisces. Awesome. Hi, Barbara. Sorry, guys, if you weren't chatting and saying things, I'm sorry. I'm trying to look at I was like looking at a different screen, so I'm sorry. So, so it is hard sometimes to admit when we're actually hurting. A lot of it is because of pride. A lot of it is because we want to be so tough, and we don't like to show people that we're hurting that much, So I think that's like one of the number one issues when it comes to forgiveness. It's so much pride involved in everything that we're going through, or anything that somebody has said to us, or we weren't too acceptant towards it. Like we weren't receptive towards it. That's the word that I wanted to use. So we weren't that receptive to what people have said to us, and we take it and we just run with it. We let people say whatever they want to say to us, and we hurt ourselves accepting that it's okay and it's not okay, right? But most importantly is that it's even more challenging to actually admit when we are wrong. Okay. And I know I'm not the only one. Okay. Like during this Mercury retrograde, I have seriously learned a valuable lesson when it comes to my spirituality and exactly how I should treat people and how I should treat myself. And I noticed that one key thing, I don't know about you guys, but please comment to let me know what you guys have been going through, because Mercury did go retrograde November 16th, and it's not going to be done until next week. But since this is the last day of November, I really would love to know how you guys are feeling, because I don't know about you, but Mercury retrograde has been teaching me a lot spiritually. And then I have Capricorn in my birth chart. So Saturn has went back into Capricorn. And so I'm really like just overly focused on making everything right, And so Mercury retrograde this season has really taught me all about forgiveness and what it really means, It taught me not to hold grudges, So like I said, most importantly, it's even more challenging to admit when we are wrong. And I really give it to you guys. Like for those of you that actually make it your business to like actually apologize when you're wrong, or when you know that something is not right, or when you know that something is bothering you, when you know that something is hurting you, when you know that someone disrespected you, but yet you still feel like you were right, and maybe that person don't feel like you were right, and yet for some reason you just have it in your heart to just say, you know what, let's not fight today. Like, I really admire you all for doing that. Some of you are really good when it comes to forgiveness. And to be honest with you, I am still working through that, because it's not easy. And I never really realized how hard it is to actually forgive someone. Like, I never really thought about it, Like normally I just feel like, oh, I'm sorry. But how often do we really think about forgiveness? And I mean, even the other day, like I really sat here and I was like, no, I have to write about this. Like they don't call me G1 writer for no reason. Like I have to write about this. I have to say what I'm feeling, because it's just not right. Like we don't think about forgiveness enough. It's hard to forgive when your own family has lied. And stabbed you. Yeah, yeah. You know what? I kind of can agree with that too. You know, like I've been through some things, so I can definitely agree with that. Um, because I definitely do know how it feels to be betrayed by people that you love and to be betrayed by people that you actually care for. Like you went all out your way and you have given your heart. You have said, look, I love you, love me. And then they turn around and say, ugh. You know, so I know that feeling when they just shut your feelings down, you know, and I think that's what, you know, I remember going back to earlier this year. I remember telling someone 2018 is going to be all about patience for me. For some reason, like the universe spoke, like it spoke that into me. Like I just knew that 2018 was going to be spiritual for me. And on every level, not just friends, not just family, but on every level, it was all going to be about patience, right? Like all about patience. And when I say I have been tested, okay, this year I have been tested drastically in every area of my world. I mean, in my love life, in my career, in my social affairs, you know, with friends. I have been like really, really tested, okay? And that's just the way the universe works. So I'm not upset about it. I think at this point I'm just trying to still understand it, you know? So in the back over jealousy and greed. Yes. And you know what? That is some of the things that I wanted to talk about. I had to move this over. I couldn't see your whole message, Barbara. So yes, over jealousy and greed. I have been through that as well. When I cannot tell you guys how many times I have ran into people that I absolutely love. I absolutely respect them. You know, I want to be their friends. I look up to them. I cherish the friendship that we built. And come to find out like they're really jealous of me. And it hurts. It hurts to know like when you're giving your all, that all a person can think about is how they think that you're doing better than they are, right? Like, isn't that interesting? Like, and it's even more difficult, especially if you're not the type of individual that, if you're more aloof or you're more of antisocial, you don't really share your business too much, it gets harder because people have this automatic perception of you that your life is great, you're doing well, you don't need anything, you know, you're not hurting, you're not going through anything, you had the best life ever. And little do they know is that you can be dying inside, you know? And so this is why I said forgiveness is so real, you know? And so this season during Mercury retrograde has really taught me to not just forgive others, but to really take a deeper look within myself and to also forgive me, you know? Like I forgive me for some of the mistakes that I have made, right? Or some of the things that I have said to others that were cruel or that were not really friendly or that were not really out of love. Like I wanted to take that time this season to really focus on that because I think that is what the universe is trying to teach me this season is not just patience, but forgiveness. Sometimes it's hard to, well, I'm not going to speak that into existence, but some people can find it challenging to forgive people who they may not feel like the person is worthy of their love or worthy of their hellos and their goodbyes and their hugs. I'll share something with you all. So a few days ago, I had a young lady that I never, ever had an issue with. And I pulled her to the side. because we got into it. Like, we had some words and I felt bad. Like, I felt terrible like 2 days after the fact. So, like, but that's Mercury retrograde for you. So I felt terrible though. Okay, all jokes aside, like I felt terrible. Okay, and because I know that's not me, and me getting into something so petty, and I said so many cruel words, and I said, you know what? I have to apologize, because even if I did feel like that individual deserved, that type of aggression, or even if I felt like they deserved my disrespect, it still doesn't make it right. And so, as a woman, first, before anything, I had to apologize, because I said, you know what? I have a lot going on, and I had to really weigh my pros and my cons and say, well, am I really mad at her, or am I really mad at other issues that I may be going through? Am I really angry with her over this minor issue, or am I just upset about other things that's going on in my life? So I had to think about that. And once I did, I owed her an apology. And I asked her for forgiveness, because, like I said, that has literally been my topic all week. I had literally asked her for forgiveness. I said, I really hope that you can find it in your heart to forgive me, because I was acting up, honey. I'm telling you, I was saying the B word. I was cursing her out, okay? And I really strongly believe that it was just a big miscommunication. And I let it get the best of me. So that brings me back to my point about forgiveness, okay? Even though it may be more challenging to admit when we are wrong, and even though pride can sometimes get in the way, okay? A lot of times, some people don't ask for forgiveness, or they don't require forgiveness, is because they were not guided spiritually, or nobody ever really sat them down and taught them that forgiveness is the key to love, okay? Forgiveness is not just for others, but it is for us, okay? We cannot truly be safe. We cannot be safe from anything, any type of drama, harm, headache, heartache. We are not totally safe until we learn to forgive ourselves for the many different beliefs that we have. We have to often check our belief system. Do we believe in forgiveness? Do we believe that a person is worthy of our forgiveness? If not, why don't we? What happens in our lives to make us not want to provide forgiveness? And it's very, very real. It's very, very real. Some of us are so accustomed to this, to this disguise ourselves as perfect beings. We go through our lives and we're acting all flawless, we're painless, it's nothing going on with us, and we go to work with our head on straight, we dress all good and smelling good, we're looking all right, okay? And then we go into our daily routines and we just put on a smile and act like nothing is there. When in all reality, we're really, really hurting. And we're holding something. We're holding it. It's all in our vibrational frequency. We are holding on to it. And the more we begin to just shift a little bit of that vibrational frequency, the moment we begin to make just a little bit of changes, they don't have to be big changes, but the moment you begin to make those little changes, that's when everything seems to open up a little bit more, right? But a lot of us has become so accustomed to these things and these ways of being and different attitudes. We blame everybody else for our problems. But the one person we never ever apologize to is ourselves. I listened to a song. For those of you that know me, you know I love music too. So I listened to a song that I haven't listened to the song in some years. Like the last time I listened to the song was last year around this time. So around probably like no, it wasn't around this time. I think it was about probably March. Probably March of 2017. I think that was the last time I listened to that song. And I wrote it. It was a song that I wrote, and it talked about how even if you're not going to ask for forgiveness, even if you're not going to say sorry, I'm going to say sorry. Right? Like, not just to you, but to me. I'm going to say sorry to me. Yes. Because I felt like I owed myself that. I apologize to me. I am going to ask myself for forgiveness. I am going to forgive myself for making that stupid mistake. And when I heard this song, I mean, it was a few songs, but when I heard that song, oh, it touched me. Because I promise you, that is what the universe has been talking to me about all week long. I have been trying to decide if it was just me tripping or if it was just my psychic ability, you know? And I said, this is not a coincidence. All week long, I have been interested in things that contain self-love, forgiveness, reaching out, having patience, being patient with yourself. I have been overly obsessing about those different ideas and things that have been coming to my mind. And it's so bad that I can't even sleep at night. I mean, look what time it is now. It's like 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, I mean, for you guys that's on the west side, it's okay. It's probably like 12 a.m. But over here, it's like 3 a.m. in the morning. So, but I didn't let that stop me because somebody needs to hear this, you know? And I'm not ashamed to say that I occasionally have my hiccups. Like I go through moments where I am hurt, where people do say things to me that bother me, right? And it's my choice. And I'll give you another example, you know, but it's really my choice to say, do I want to be sad about this? Or do I want to go about my day and just be fabulous? You know, it's my choice. Do I forgive myself for the stupidity or do I just keep, you know, being sad and depressed, worried? What do I do with all this stuff that I'm learning and gaining from the universe? So I can give you an example. Like today, for an example, I went into work, you know, because yes, I do still have a job. Yes. So I went into work, right? And I could have easily been upset about a situation that happened 3 days ago. Because like I said, I got into it with a couple of people, right? So I could have easily went into work today and been sad and been depressed and worried and frustrated. And I said, no. It's so easy to wake up on the wrong side of the bed. But why is it not so easy to say, I'm not doing this today? And I challenged myself. I said, I'm not doing this. I'm going to be happy today. No, I'm going to have a great fucking day. That's what I told myself. I'm not going into work being stressed out, worried about what happened 3 days ago. I'm not doing that. Yeah. I don't believe that I should have to stop my happiness and worry about something that happened to me 3 days ago. You know what that's called? Forgiveness. That is called looking at the bright side. Realizing that no matter what happens, I forgive me. Even if somebody else feel like they don't want to forgive me, I forgive me. If no one else decided to love me, I love me, right? Sometimes you just got to fall back in love with yourself, you know? That's the way I like to look at it. And today I just had one of those days. You were not about to mess up my day. Yeah. Nope. Sorry. And so my point is this. Have we really become so heartless? Oh, we too much full of pride that we can't say, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I hurt you. I hope that you can find in your heart to forgive me, but if not, I forgive you. And I'm going to forgive me. Because the way we just acted wasn't right. It was not right. And it wasn't not appropriate either. So it's kind of like what they used to tell us when we were younger. Like, like be the bigger person, Who's going to be the bigger person? I chose to be the bigger person. And it felt so good. Like, it felt so good to say, I'm the bigger person. That I refuse to argue. That I refuse to allow your negative energy to bring my vibrational frequency down here. No. The universe, God, spirit, whatever, right, wants me like a pear. I cannot allow you to make me feel like this. So I started to think about that. Do I want to be up here, or do I want to be like depressed and sad and out of order? I didn't want that, because the problem is this. You feel all those different negative energies. You come home, you take it out on the ones that really do love you, the ones that really do support you, the ones who really do want to be there. You tend to take it out on everybody. That's not right. I cut it off. The moment, and I'm not going to front, I'm not going to lie to you. Like, even while I was at work, I was still having some of these weird thoughts, like popping up into my head and trying to force me to think about the negativity. And yet I still fought my way through. I still said, nope, change your mind. I'm not thinking about that. I'm not thinking about that. I want to raise my vibration. I want to be happy. I want to focus on my spirituality and all the other things that make me great. I will not focus on anything that does not bring me joy. And when I did that, the thoughts went away. 2 hours later, I started to think about things that me and my spouse were going through. Okay. And even at that moment, negative thoughts were trying to come into my head. You know what I did? I'm not doing this today. I'm raising my vibration. No. I've been through enough. And sometimes it's like you have to give yourself a pep talk, because if you don't, you'll end up going through these different cycles over and over and over again. And it's not cool. It's really, really not cool, man. It's really not cool. So I'm going to touch on the other few things that I talked about, which was that how some of us like to ignore how rude or mean we are against each other. A lot of us could be inconsiderate. We'll say things like, oh, well, they shouldn't be so sensitive. And, oh, well, he needs to get over it. She shouldn't care that much. Oh, who knew she cared? Oh, well, I said what I said. If they can't accept it, then oh, well. We had this cockiness about it, this arrogance about forgiveness. And that's not cool. When you really, truly say that you love someone, or when you truly say, this is my friend, this is my spouse, this is who I share my love for unconditionally. See, people think that unconditional love is just like for relationships, and it's not, okay? You can have unconditional love for your sibling, okay? But truth be told, a lot of people don't have unconditional love for each other. And so we, like I said, we end up saying things like, oh, well, it shouldn't be like this. Oh, well, it's what I said. Get over it. And that is wrong. And like I said, it takes courage to actually admit that, you know what, that was really cold-hearted of me. I should not have said that to you. You know, it takes a lot of courage. So no one ever said it was going to be easy. It's not, it's not always easy. It's not. But it does take a lot of courage, a lot of courage. Practicing forgiveness literally shifted my entire perspective on my love life, on my family life, family relationships, and even friendships. Okay? Forgiveness, friendship, especially friendship forgiveness, is like on a whole another level. Like, it's like way over there, right? But especially spouse or friends or friendship forgiveness it can be proven to be really tricky, okay? Because those are the people that we tend to love the most. We love our spouses, we love our friends, so it gets tougher. It gets even more tough, trying to forgive someone that we love. You know that? Why is that? Why is it so easy to tell a stranger, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. But then when it's someone we really, really care about, we hesitate. Why is that? Please let me know what you guys are feeling. Please let me know what you guys are thinking below, okay? But nobody ever said it was going to be easy. But friendship and spouse forgiveness is tricky. Some of us are so stubborn and unrealistic, and we have all these ideas of what a friend or a lover should be. And when an individual does not fit in our little box of horrors, okay, we are quick to judge. We're slow to love. And you know what that does? That leads to heartbreak, lack of communication, disrespect. We have to learn to forgive ourselves, because when we do, we begin to have love and respect for other people. Forgive yourself for being snobby that day you don't want to be bothered. And forgive others for doing the same. Real relationships that's meant for you at any moment will show you your reality. It does not lie to you. Real love and real unconditional relationships, okay, will not lie to you. It does not betray you. It does not degrade you. And it will definitely, most certainly not dismiss you or anything that you are feeling. When someone really has unconditional love for you, that means I'm not judging you. I know that what you did the other day was harsh. I know that in the past you have said some really mean things to me, but I love you. You know why I love you? Because you're amazing. That is unconditional love. You don't judge. You don't point the finger. You don't be so quick to just give up on that individual. Instead, you're willing and ready to practice forgiveness. Because, see, unconditional love and forgiveness go hand in hand together. Like, they actually make a great couple, right? So when you talk about forgiveness, you have to consider, all these different foundations or relationships that we are building and that we have built over the past few years. What really matters to you? What does a real friendship looks like to you? What does forgiveness looks like to you? What does a real marriage looks like to you? What does a real relationship or partnership or business relationship looks like to you? I want to know. Yeah, because see, we have to get out of this perception that it's all about me. It's nothing in this universe. It's really all about you. You get that? Why do you think so many of us struggle and we hurt so much and we go through so many different things? Because this universe is not, it's not totally about us. When you have a gift or when you have something that you can offer to someone, you have to take the you part out of the equation. You were not gifted and given something just for you. You were given it so you can share it with the rest of the world. So when you sit here and you, for example, if you have a car and someone need a ride, right? Or someone needs you to do something for them, for example, right? And you're like, nope, I'm not going to do it. I'm not taking them anywhere. I have things to do. I have places to go. I'm not doing it, And then a week later, your car is in the shop. What else can I say except for that karma is a bitch? It happens. I'm not trying to be cocky or funny or a smart ass, but I'm telling you, I had a situation that literally just happened to me, and I shouldn't be laughing at it, but it was funny the way it turned out. Okay. So I already and I'm not really speaking about my work situation, but I'm just going to tell you guys, I had already had a situation where I had already had someone to drive me home, right? For example, right? And I knew that this other woman was mad at me, and I asked her anyway, just to see her reaction, just so I can know where we stand. Because in my book, right, if I call you my friend, you're my friend. I love you. We look out for each other. I don't care what we go through. I'm riding. We are toe to toe with each other, right? I'm riding for you. That is how I view things, right? But I keep forgetting that everybody's heart is not as big, right? So I do tend to get hurt a lot because I keep forgetting that everybody's heart is not like that. So I asked this young person I said, hey, even mind you, I already had a ride, right? So I said, hey, so can you, give me a ride, And little do you know, they turned up their entire face. She was like, if I could demonstrate the face that she gave me, it was like, what? One of those, a really evil, cocky type of look, what? Really mean. And I was like, I was like, why are you giving me that look? I got mad because in my book, I thought you was my friend. So it's confusing as to why you're looking at me like that. So point is, she said no. 7:00 came, I clocked out, and guess who was stuck at work? She was. So I was amazed at just how fast the universe works and just how amazing the universe is. See, when you're a good person, good will always follow you and it will always come back to you. When you're constantly the one that is always being forgiving and being nurturing and being loving and being kind towards others, it follows you. So I literally was able to leave on time and that person was stuck at work. So it just literally brought me back to my topic of forgiveness. A lot of people are so filled with pride, they don't want to forgive. They don't think it's important enough. And then they wonder why they're constantly hurting, being disrespected, being downgraded, being unappreciated. Trust me, it has a lot to do with your attitude, And I, unfortunately, well, I can't even say unfortunately, but fortunately, let me change that. Fortunately, I did learn the hard way. And I did. I learned the hard way. Because see, I've had done some things in my past. When I was younger, I had done some really, really mean things. And The older I got to realize that it's not cool. Like, I got to actually see what it felt like to get your heart broken by somebody you love. And I don't mean just in a relationship. I mean like in any type of relationship, like business, love, romantic relationship, a business relationship, coworker, student, relative, whatever. Like, I just literally learned, what that's really like to actually really, really forgive someone. It really does take a lot of courage. And so I'm going to wrap this up, but I just wanted to share with you all that, you know, try this for the next few weeks because the year is going to end soon, and I really pray that we can all go into the new year with a clear head, stable minded, grounded spiritually, physically, mentally, financially. Like, I just pray that we all have our shit together. Okay, because see, the thing is, a lot of us are stuck in the past, and we have been for quite a while. A lot of us say that we're not angry, but yet we are really still angry. We are fed the fuck up, right? And we're holding grudges and don't even realize that we're holding grudges. A lot of us stay in relationships, whether it's romantic, love, friendships, partnership, or sibling relationships, right? A lot of us stay connected to these relationships because we feel like we are, we no longer need to be in, right? So we stay in these relationships that we no longer need to be in, and we feel like if we stay in this partnership or this business relationship or this romantic situation, we will stay out of the guilt. But the problem is that we are constantly being haunted by those memories of the past. What we didn't do, what we did do, how we did it, how we approached the situation. And then, even if not, there's always going to be someone who reminds you of that because you guys have not properly took out the time to heal yourself spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically. Okay? We allow toxic people to enter our world internally feeling like we don't deserve the best. And we do. We all do. The only reason we keep attracting people to leave us stranded or brokenhearted, betrayed, or feeling neglected is simply because we expect them to do so. So what do we have to do to practice true forgiveness? We have to first forgive ourselves. And we do that through self-love practice, right? Even if you think or feel like you're doing self-love or you're practicing self-love, trust me, try forgiveness. It will change your life. Like, I literally went into work today with, like, it just didn't affect me. Like, I just did not allow that situation or that negative individual to have that power over me. I said, no. I'm not letting anybody fuck up my money. I'm not letting no one mess up my happiness. And the moment that I took back, like, control of the situation, yeah, the better I felt. I felt relieved. I felt beautiful. I felt content. And so I want to leave that with you all, that practicing forgiveness starts with self-love. You can't respect other women when you don't respect yourself. You can't love other women when you don't love yourself. And you can't practice forgiveness when you don't forgive yourself. So forgiveness, to me, literally starts with yourself. So in the comments below, please let me know what you guys are thinking. If you want to actually read what I wrote in my blog on my website, go to g1insights.org and you will have a more of an outline of basically everything that I was talking about. Please comment below. Let me know what you guys are thinking, what you guys are feeling, because we have 30 days before the new year comes here in the States. And I'm excited for what's about to happen. I feel like the universe or God is blessing me. I feel like it's so much happening, and I just want to share it with you all. So I just want you guys to just comment. Let me know what you guys are thinking, what you are feeling. What has Mercury retrograde taught you this season? Because I know for me, I always get nervous around Mercury retrograde because you just never know what the fuck can happen, you know? And even between the little obstacles and everything that has happened, the key theme this season for me was forgiveness. And I don't know about you all, but that was my message. So I would love to know what your message was. Please comment below. Let me guys know what you're thinking, what you're feeling. Check out my website, g1insights.org. And I love you guys. Thank you so much for subscribing. Mwah! Big kiss.